Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Another episode of the Unlaced podcast. If you are new here, please give us a like and subscribe. It's how we grow. I thank you for turning up. And if you've come back again, as I always say, I love you. This man has been elusive, to say the least. Says, when I'm in Melbourne, I'll let you know. And it's probably been like 8 times. Yeah. And finally, I caught you. Olan,
this
Tekkerz.
is the third time, bro. Thank you for having me, man. Thank you for having me. I feel like I'm honored, to be honest. I feel like it's about time, bro.
You're a geezer from London.
Yeah.
Played a bit of football back in your day. You moved out here, but whereabouts in London did you grow up?
Well, Luton, actually. Luton Town. That's
Luton. So is that outside?
Yeah, it's like 30 minutes outside London, so I'll just say London to everyone.
Because you got Top Boy vibes right now, bro.
I've got the full trackie on. Came straight from the airport, if you're wondering. Yeah, straight from the airport, straight into creating content there.
Yeah.
We don't mess around. But yeah, I was grew up in Luton and then moved around, bro, for football, man. You know how the dream is,
bro. But we've never spoke about it.
Yeah, it's
like
true.
You know that I've played and I know that you've played, but we've never ever spoke about it.
That's actually true. That's good. It's gonna be a good
because I always thought that would be like our middle ground. Because I always like listening to your. Because to be honest, when you were coming on today, I was like, "Fuck, I just love to talk about the Prem with you." Yeah. Because I feel like we'd vibe off it. But I was 100%. Like, people probably want to learn because they see you do so much more stuff outside of it.
The thing is, there's so many hardcore football fans in Australia. You know that, right? Like in Sydney, when I meet people, when they chat to me, they're like, yeah, I love NRL, I love AFL, but I'm a Chelsea United fan. Let's talk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there is
a market.
There is a huge hardcore, because it's a global sport.
But it's crazy how there is for that, but not for the A-League.
Like A-League's a tough one, man. It's in a tough spot at the moment.
To content just on that outside of it, and like you can't just do A-League. You have to do other things because it's not big enough.
Yes,
which sucks.
It's definitely not big enough. I mean, I wish I was in Australia when it was at its highest point. And I think when I first came, I remember someone telling me about like the Wanderers and the how it used to be, and he showed me videos, and I was like, wow, this place used to be.
That's what I've been. That was when I played, ladies and gents.
You got to play in that.
Yeah, but I always tell people, I'm like, man, I feel like people don't believe me.
Watch the YouTube videos, and it's insane.
But I got my old teammates. Some of them are actually still playing it. They still say, outside of when Sydney were dominant, like they won 3 or 4 back-to-back recently, which you would have been in Australia for. Outside of that, the best time in the league was when like Del Piero, Shinji Ono, Thomas Broish, like all these crazy-ass players.
It was a good. Things that I've heard, it was good. And then
you would have had a field day content-wise at the like Sydney derbies and stuff.
Sydney derbies this year, or last year, it was decent. Like I remember being at when Yengi scored the goal, I was like right there when he scored the goal. It was
like the Bellingham celebration.
Yeah, it was good. And shout out to Yengi, man. He's doing his things at Portsmouth now.
Yeah,
a couple Aussies doing their thing abroad. You know?
Bro, I love it, man. I love it. And do you know what? They're real silent about it too. Like as in, as they get there, some of them are doing real well, and we don't hear about it enough.
That's so true.
Like they're banging in goals and stuff. You're like, don't know.
Yeah, they don't really advertise it or broadcast it that much. Sammy Silvera at Middlesbrough, you know.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I know. Him and Glover got a move like randomly. But I mean, they had real good seasons, but
true. Yeah, but it was a big move.
Middlesbrough's a huge.
They were winning the championship for like a period last season, and then they've just got signed to them.
So how do you feel? What position do you feel like football is in this country at the moment? After the World Cup and then after the Matildas as well.
Well, yeah, but see, before the World Cup, I would say it was almost at its lowest. I felt in regards to like, not so much the quality of league or the individuals, but like just the support and the funding coming into it. Like, because I think there's really good players in the A-League. I think there's some players in the A-League that probably shouldn't be playing, or they get more opportunities than they would have back in my time. But just the overall support, like Melbourne City, for the last 2 seasons, the football they've played has been so high quality, but no one watches. Like you wouldn't watch it.
Yeah.
Because like they have 2,000 fans.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's like, I spoke to Jamie McLaren, I'm like, Matthew Leckie, all these players, I'm like, you guys do not get any respect. Like people should be coming to watch your game, you know?
It's so hard to get eyes on it. I feel like with all the other sports competing, and I've tried, trust me. But it's like with all the other sports they're competing with, and we also know the stereotype of how they give hooligans or whatever a name in the news or stuff, where there's one football fight and it's everywhere and it's all over the world, and then everyone's like, ban this and ban that and ban these people, and it's like, it makes it harder, especially in Australia, because you know that they don't want football to get as big as AFL.
Can you see that? Because I think like I'm blinded by that view because I've grown up in it.
110%, bro.
Yeah,
Coming in from outside, I think I noticed it first when I think it was the Tommy Glover guy came in and hit him and whatever, and that went all over the world. That went pretty viral, didn't it?
Yeah.
But before that, I think even the year before, Magic Round, it was literally like a WWE fight next to me, with like all the South fans, South, Penrith. It was like I couldn't believe what I was seeing, and it was nowhere. It wasn't on news. It wasn't on nothing. After that, I was like, oh, there's an agenda here.
Yeah,
that they're trying to push.
Yeah,
to make it look like football fans are very unsafe and wild and hooliganish and Green Street hooligans or whatever. You know what I mean? So,
but it's crazy as well because like in AFL or in cricket, you get that aspect of it. Like Bay 13's glorified in the cricket where they get pissed and like do crazy shit. They might necessarily punch on, but like there is fights that happen. Like it's like if you're in Bay 13, you're a mad cunt. Do you know what I mean? Whereas like if you did that in
have that in AFL. Is that
AFL like
do they have those mad
AFL in regards to like abuse, and there are fights, but like it's been happening for so long with some of the bigger teams that like no one really gives a shit. Like it was never ever been as bad as what happened in the Melbourne Derby though. Like no players ever.
I mean,
been
football fans are the most passionate.
Yeah,
I will say that they are the most passionate because it's all over the world. So it's just it's a global sport, isn't it?
It was.
You know
it was.
I mean?
Yeah. Well, you just. Yeah. I mean, I know the Melbourne Derby thing was bad, but like, bro, it's much worse in other parts of the world, bro.
100%.
Do you know what I mean? There's like almost nothing too.
Yeah. No, 110%.
Where do you think, like, if you were to come in and assess where the game's at, because you've got probably a cleaner set of eyes, like, what do you think's missing?
I think it mimics what you said, bro. Because my friend, right, this is testament to the standard of the A-League. He came from UK. And he just came to stay with me for like 2 weeks, two of them. And he's like a hardcore United fan. Goes to the games, goes to Man United games, goes to travels, like his weekend's basically Man United, you know what I mean? So that's the quality of football he's used to. So I was like, you know what? I want him to go to like a Wanderers game when he came in. I think it was the Derby. I think it was the Derby. I was away, but I sent him and my mate to the game, and I think we won. Wanderers won. I was like, what do you think? And he's like, bro, standard is fucking good. Yeah. But the crowd is like nothing's going on.
I know, it's weird, isn't it?
He's like, some of this is like, you take that quality of game and you put it like in Europe and the crowd's going absolutely nuts. It's a back and forth game. But it's like, here, it's like, there's family sections, there's segregated sections here, there's that. And it's like, everyone's not like together.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Bro. So that's pretty much it, bro.
Fuck, man.
Yeah, and I was like, that's so right. And from his perspective, it was like good to get a clean slate of eyes, and he loved football. So that's kind of how I look at it.
Bro, I played my first club in there. This is why I've like always had this like struggled view of the A-League, because sometimes it's so great, and sometimes, like my experience, the construct of the league was like, it's not an excuse, but it was a big part of why like I failed, because like I went
so
through.
What was your system? You came through the youth system of.
Yeah, so I actually, it's funny. I never said this on my last podcast when I spoke about my story, but the truth is I had conversations with Blackburn Rovers and Celtic at 14 or 15.
Jesus,
but
so young, bro.
Bro, I know.
So young, bro. I hate that football. Football is such a young game, bro.
It's ridiculous.
Like,
right?
Like at 15, 14, like.
Also, the catch was like, I was like, fuck, I'd love to go do that, because I'd been on trials at 12 and then I played in the state team and got that call. But my parents, I would have had to go live with, like, I couldn't live in digs. I was too young. Like,
so you would live with a host family?
Or host family, or my mum and dad would have to move their life, which was like, they were contemplating doing that because my mum's from the UK.
Okay.
But then to answer your question about the pathway, I got the AIS, Australian Institute of Sport, which
they don't have anymore?
Yeah, which, man, from like 1980 something to 2019, that was like, instead of going to the youth league academies of the A-League teams, the best 25 in the country would go there with like one of the best youth coaches in the country or the world.
Insane.
And we would just like produce players.
That isn't. Why did they get rid of that system?
Because I think, well, one, we were troublesome. Troublesome
Come on,
program.
the best players aren't going to be like walks in the park.
Well,
Mark Viduka was in that system
correct.
as well, no?
But I think, yeah, man, they're Mark Viduka, Craig Moore, Lucas Neal, legends. But I think because it's the AAS, it was built for the Olympics. And I think per scholarship, it costs like $100,000 or something. So they're paying for like 25 scholarships for one medal when you can pay for one girl who's a sprinter who might win 5.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So it didn't make sense.
Yeah, I think it was a financial thing. But still, man, I feel bad for the players now.
Henri says similar. If you listen to Henri's story, his was a similar sort of thing in terms of there was something like that in France where it was like the best 20 or 20 so players growing up. Like he grew up playing with Trezeguet on that national team kind of thing till they were in the first team together, you know. And it's like that. There should be a system like that still.
I know. Well, I'm
obviously
concerned.
they have the Australian national team on, but I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I'm concerned because I just don't think our country's quite good enough to spread out the talent like that and rely on other coaches and.
But there still is a lot of talent coming out of Australia, man.
Well, there is, man.
Still surprising.
I hope that I'm wrong. You know, but
there's always a very, very like young talent coming out of the A-League and that are moving abroad. Even you look at Qual. I'm glad he's kind of getting back on his on his path.
I was worried about him for a second.
A little bit, but it was always going to be tough.
He's never going to start over Almiron. Do you know what I mean? Like that's what people don't understand here. And then Newcastle are ballers.
The team that you go on loan to is so key, bro.
Yeah,
it's so key. You look at like when Reece James went on loan to Wigan, like there should be stuff. I don't know if people want to get into technicalities, but there should be stuff in your contract that states you need to pay X amount of games if you're going on loan. You need to start X amount of games because coming off the bench for the last 20 minutes,
it's not developing.
That's not going to develop you at any level. Do you know what I mean? You need to be starting. You need to be playing minutes. You need to be. That's the reason you go on loan. Yeah. If you do that, you can do that in the Prem. Do you know what I mean? But if you're trying to develop a player, he has to be starting. I'm worried about
Tilio now as well. Marco Tilio.
Is he? How is he doing there?
I haven't actually spoke to him, but he hasn't played.
Hasn't played at all.
I don't know if he's injured. I actually don't know, but I haven't seen him in any squads. So he was balling here last year. He was dribbling from like behind halfway and scoring goals.
I watched him in the final.
Hey guys, just a quick pause in this episode to let you know that I've partnered with Vibe Culture. Now, I don't know about you, but I love having a good time on the weekend, socializing with my mates over a few beers, but I also love seizing the day and being productive, and that's where Vibe Culture comes in. Their new Wake Up blend, I've got the Tropical Punch here, is the perfect way to seize your day just with a scoop of it into your water bottle in the morning and it'll keep you going. It's also a really good replacement for coffee for those big coffee drinkers out there that need to keep going back for the second and third and fourth to get those energy hits. This will get your day going after those late nights, movie marathons, or even those hangovers to keep you on track for the day. Now, what I love about them, as I said, it's a very healthy replacement. They've got it down to 2 grams of sugar and 54 calories per serving. And it's not about what's low inside, it's about what's packed in it. And their infused herbs with their botanical blend, Vibe Culture's got going, makes it the perfect recipe and the perfect boost for me in the day. Also, what I love about this company is they want to look after you, the Unlaced listeners. So if you head to the Vibe Culture website, which is in the bio below, and you plug in the discount code Unlaced, you'll get 15% off your first purchase and the morning will thank you. So get around them. It's a great brand doing great things and I love having it to kickstart my day. Let's get back into the episode. What I was saying about the A-League is I went to a club, Gold Coast, my first season. At the end of it, the license got, like, the club just
disappeared, right? What happened to that Gold Coast club?
Oh, we had crazy owner, but it happened to, like, North Queensland Fury as well. So there was, like, a period before
So how old were you when you were
17, turning 18?
17, about to get probably a pro contract.
No, I played a season there.
Oh, you played a season as a pro there?
Yeah.
And it just...
In the last 8 weeks, we were like had this cloud over the club of like, will it survive? And then we got a meeting. We had a meeting and said like, yeah, you guys are done. And I'm
Pack your bags, go home. You're unemployed.
Like, what the fuck, bro?
Yo, football's a brutal game,
I walked out to a game. The owner was fighting with the A-League. We walked into the change room. I told this story before, and we used to have this like hotel resort as our sponsor, which is his. And then we walked in. There was this yellow parchment paper just attached over it saying freedom of speech, like telling them, and we had to play it. And I was like photographed as like the spokesman.
Freedom of speech.
Freedom of speech. Shirt. Yeah.
Oh my God.
It was a joke, man.
That's
so
insane.
like, it's fucking, man. Like, I'm like, fuck, man. Maybe if I like played for Sydney FC and like that shit didn't happen, maybe things get different, you know? But
I always say, like, you know, as cliche as it is, like, obviously everything happens for a reason.
Well, yeah, looking back now, man, it's like it made you tougher.
Yeah. Also, the mental resilience you have from being a footballer is unmatched.
Yeah.
Like,
do you find that with life?
It's unmatched, bro. Like no one can tell me anything.
Yeah, I agree.
Like there's nothing in life after you've played pro football or played at a high level in football. There's nothing in life that can fuck you up, bro. Right. Because you've had to compete for however much long on certain teams. Maybe you've been the worst player at a time. Maybe you've been the joke of the crew. Maybe you've not been playing. Maybe you've had a shit time. Like you've just had to go through ups and downs so much from like your early teens, really, that it's like, oh, what? Video done shit? Oh, okay.
yeah, correct.
I mean? Oh, what? You don't like? Oh,
you've been called an F and C from your coach at 15. Like,
yeah, your mental resilience is just through the roof, which is probably why, like, you in this space now, it's like it's not a walk in the park for you, but it's like, I can do this.
Yeah, like I don't make the back page of a paper if I fuck it up. Yeah, some shit like that.
Exactly. Bro. Yeah. So no.
Tell me about your career. Because like what?
Bro, my career was all over the place, man. I was chasing the.
Did you retire young or like what?
Nah, so I was still playing when I came over here. I was playing MPL.
Did you like MPL here?
The money is good.
Yeah,
bro. The money in MPL
I hate it. I
don't understand how it's that good, bro.
Oh yeah,
bro. There's some dodgy shit going on in MPL. Hey, shout out to the MPL clubs,
shout out MPL, though. Victoria respect.
And New South Wales. Shout out to the MPL clubs, man, because you lot because. When I tell the man them back home, like, yo, this is how much man are getting paid in Australia, they say, what?
Yeah.
All right, let me try and look for a couple flights. I might have to see if I can find a club.
You train twice a week?
Twice or 3 times a week, and you get that. And they might even hook you up with a job. You might even get a little coaching role as well. Bro, it's decent.
There was players, when I played 1 year at South Melbourne, there was a couple players that had potential A-League opportunities.
And they said no.
Because of the money. They make more outside. Like one was like a school teacher on like 1,500 a week, say.
Yeah.
So he's making like 150 bags.
You're making
and then you get offered 60K to go to an A-League club.
Yeah. I'm not going to do that.
Go live out. Fuck that.
Yeah, it's so true. Bro. But my journey, so basically I played in Luton Town when I was growing up, and then moved to America because my dad lives in America, and then joined an academy over there, which is Atlanta United now. They're currently in MLS. Whoa. So I joined that academy, and then pretty much it was like go pro or go to uni, and everyone pretty much went to uni. I went to uni for like 2-3 years, and then in North Carolina, Kentucky, and then played pro for a little bit over there in the second division, which is now second division / third division over there. Then went to Holland for a bit, played in Holland for a couple months. So I was like, I signed like a 6-month deal really with the club, and then the club fucking folded. It was like third division. Like I literally I was trying everything, bro. Telling you, we're trying it. You know, I swear when you're a footballer, like you're just like, if there's a club in Kazakhstan and they're offering me, I'm going. Bro. Do you know what I mean? If there's a club, you don't give a fuck. You just want to play pro. You don't care.
This is why the one thing I look massively down on Australian sports, I don't know if it happens in NRL, but 100% in AFL, you get people that get drafted, like they're Melbourne boys, they get drafted to Sydney or Brisbane, and they're like homesick. And I'm like, bro,
you better shut the fuck up.
There have been mandem living in fucking Russia.
Bro, I'm telling you.
No one speaks the language for like 3 years just to play pro football, to make the World Cup squad.
I'm telling you. Like,
and not say a peep.
If you love the game that much, it doesn't, you don't care,
people come home homesick in the same country.
That's insane.
It doesn't make sense to me, bro.
I've never heard of that.
Well, I'm not right in saying that, Braden.
That's got to be an Aussie thing, for sure.
Is that a part of NRL?
I don't know. I don't know.
Like, because Melbourne Storm, people come to Melbourne Storm from like other states, but I don't know if that's like
homesick, bro. Come on, man.
Bro, genuinely, that happens in the NFL.
Again, it's football, bro. Like football's just like, you know how hard it is to make it in football. Yeah. So like, if you get a sniff of an opportunity, you go anywhere. You grab it with 2 hands. I went to Italy for a bit. I was playing in there. I played against Dusan Vlalic, who he's at Juventus now. I played against him when he's at Fiorentina.
What?
I marked him.
What?
Yeah, there's clips.
Because you were centre half, weren't you?
Centre half. I marked him. I actually put him in my pocket. He shook my hand after the game. He did that shit, you know. And Boateng when he was over there as well.
Oh, Kevin Prince?
Yeah, Prince. I played against Prince.
I used to do my hair like him as a kid because I loved him, bro.
I loved him. He's just got such an aura about him. But I went to... Definitely. And he was in Sydney not long ago.
Was he?
Have you seen his current his current poddy. He was on Rio's podcast.
I see. He's had a clip blow up.
Yeah, he was on Rio's podcast talking about like playing with Messi and Ronaldo.
Yes.
But he said like he's found God now, and it was in Sydney. He's like, Sydney's my home now. And I'm like,
bro,
what?
we need to link up with
I'm like,
Prince.
I don't know if he's moving. I don't know if he means my home. I'm like, bro, he must be moving over here.
Could he still play? Or is he done?
I think he's probably
Fuck,
done.
he could do a gig for the Sydney FC.
Oh my God, 100% could do a gig.
Score some
oh
dimes,
my God,
bro.
just stick him up top. Do you know what I mean?
He might be getting on that NPL deal, bro.
Yeah, oh Lord Almighty, I know someone will take him.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty much I played in Italy for a bit, and then I went back to England, and I was playing like non-league in England, and I just hated it, bro. I was like working 2 jobs because non-league in England.
Bro. I played 3 games, and
people don't understand that.
It's dangerous.
It's the way. If you're gonna lose your love for the game, you'll lose it in non-league football, bro. Because you train, I think, twice a week, and you play on the weekends. But you're playing against the people you're playing against, and the environment you're playing against is so toxic. You either come out a man or you just fold. Do you know what I mean? Like I played a couple seasons in it, and you might be a young fella. Say you got people coming down and you got people going up in terms of the football ladder, right? So say I was at Hitchin Town, and what happened is Hitchin has got starting 11, but Hitchin will go loan a young guy from Luton Town or MK Dons. That's a guy who's already on a pro contract at MK Dons or Luton Town, comes into the team. So now he's supposed to start. But you want to start. So it's like you're fighting with this guy that's just come down from playing pro, and you two are fighting for the same position, but this guy has to play. And it's like, you got to be better. It's just so much politics, but as well, mentally, you're not playing the type of football you want to play.
I think it's harder.
The ball is in the air 24/7. The ball is in the, like, if you don't know if you don't know how to head the ball or hit channels.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done in that league.
You're finished.
I'm zero.
If you're a striker, it's probably the easiest, not the easiest position, but it's a good way to make it up the ranks.
Yeah, well, usually like Jamie Vardy, there's heaps of stories of strikers.
If you can just score goals,
you just keep going up.
You're just like, people go, oh, you can get me 30, I'll take you. You can get me 30 goals, I'll take you up. You can get me 20 goals, I'll take you up. So you'll get teams, but you can make a fuck ton of money, but you can also lose your love for the game. And I've seen a lot of people lose their love for the game and not go higher and just stay at that level. So I kind of saw that foreshadowing for myself, and I was like, nah, man, got to change my environment again, and then just went to Australia.
Hey folks, just a quick pause in this episode, which I hope you're enjoying, just to let you know that I have partnered with Dabble. Dabble is a gambling agency, one of the great platforms out there where you dabble socially and gamble responsibly. Very similar to Instagram, where you can follow some of the head honchos in the various sports and copy their bets to get some good wins on the board. Now, one of the more interesting things we're doing this year with Dabble is Jake's Take, a weekly stream every Wednesday from 7 to 8 p.m, where we put a couple of bets on some greyhounds, we get some guests on the show, and we cut up shop around what's happening around town in all codes across sport. So make sure you come on down, check it out within the Dabble app, and let's get back into the episode. So why was it Sydney? Like what had you been here before?
So pretty much, I was actually supposed to come Melbourne, bro. That's the fucked up thing.
Do you prefer Sydney now?
I was supposed to sign for Melbourne Knights.
Oh, bro.
Yeah.
I played for them.
I was chatting to Melbourne Knights, and because I'm a visa player, bro, it's so hard for me. So they were like, yeah, we really like you, blah, 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 blah.
That's Mark Viduka's club, you know?
He's old. Is it Croatian background?
Yeah, Croatian club.
Yeah, so I was chatting to them, and they were like, listen, we really like you, but there's only you and another guy, and you're a defender, so we're not sure if we want to sign you, blah, blah, blah. But if you come to Australia, come for a trial, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, you know what? I'm one of those guys, right? That I'm a firm believer in create the energy that you want. So when I landed in Australia, bro, I didn't have a job. I didn't have a club.
I
didn't have a job or a club. I didn't have no income. I landed with probably like $3,000 in my account. I was like, fuck it. And I was just like emailing teams, messaging teams. Shout out to Jonah Football, because he's actually the person who got me my first trial, man. I went and did a session with him. Fucking charged me through the roof at the time. Fucking session at Jonah Football cost you an arm and a leg, but definitely worth it. Shout out to Jonah, man.
Yeah, shout out, bro.
But it was after I did a session at Jonah Football, and then he was like, "Oh, have you got any clubs?" At the time, I was trialing with Marconi. He was like, I know a guy that's just got an MPL1 team called North Shore Mariners. He's actually looking for a centre back. Buzzed him, gave him a call, went for a trial with them, and then boom, they signed me.
Perfect.
So yeah, man, everything just kind of fell into place.
Because what I do admire about you is like I don't think it's easy to go into another country, another culture, especially like an Australian culture, because it's like pretty unique like place.
Definitely.
Like there's not really like
Definitely.
a lot of cultural things about us other than like drinking beers and all that sort of shit. But to then be like with a different background to take over the internet, like people really enjoy your clips on TikTok. Go really well when you translate like English culture to Australian culture.
Yeah.
I love when you break that down.
I think for me, I understood very, very early. I'm talking like 2-3 years ago, maybe like a couple of days after my first video blew up, or when I was first started making videos, I was like, there's a market here. And I was like, you need to capitalize. So I was very much like, I wasn't like, oh, one video blew up, like, oh, that's sick. I was like, next one. All right, what can I do next? Oh, what do people want to see? Oh, what did well here? Oh, that did well. Let me see if I can change that and do this, and then maybe add that on. They didn't like that. Oh, let me try this again. I was very much calculated at the start of it because I knew there was like a short window on TikTok. I was like, if you're gonna do this, you're fresh. I was like, there's a short window. I was like, if you're gonna do this, then bang, you got to do it hard. So that was pretty much what I did at the start, man. And I know like Australian culture, people love it, or Australians love it when you can relate to their culture, but also add your own flavor.
Yeah, 100%.
So that's pretty much my niche.
Because it's cool because we don't really, because when you live in like our culture, we don't get anyone like breaking it apart. We're just living in it. So when you talk about it, I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, even
like,
we do
that.
When I took AFL back home and I've done a few clips that have gone pretty viral with me and my boy just watching AFL. Like, people can't believe like the sport, the roughness of the sport and how they can just hit each other and they just continue. They get up and it's like everything's going on. And I'm just like, bro, this sport is insane. Do you know what I mean? And even the culture in terms of in Sydney, anyway, I don't know about Melbourne, but in Sydney, it's very laid back culture. And there's a very good work-life balance. That's what I say to all my friends. Like, if you want to find that balance of working hard and also enjoying like a lifestyle where you go beach, go for a couple of drinks with the lads on a Sunday, go for beers on a Friday, then it's very much like that in Sydney, for sure, man.
Oh, beautiful. Well, I want to get some Prem questions across.
Ooh, yeah, let's go, man.
I want to start with Tottenham.
Okay.
And
who do you go for?
My mum's from Manchester, so I was born into Man U on the red side, though.
On the red side, okay.
Yeah.
Good and bad years.
Oh man, I've experienced I never thought it would end.
Yeah, good and bad years.
Now I don't think we'll ever win a trophy again.
The era's crazy.
Yeah,
the era's Sir Alex era was different.
Do you know what though? I will say something because I watch my favorite content on YouTube at the moment, surprisingly, is Gary Neville, like his Sky Sports interviews, whether it's at the Overlap or like he's just got this one Stick to Football. Yeah. Where like the latest one was Roy Keane, Ian Wright.
Was it his dad as well or something?
No, his dad?
No, was it Roy Keane? It was Roy Keane because I saw a clip of
Beckham. That was Beckham's dad.
Ah, okay, all right.
That was when Beckham was on. So that was the first one. They promoted the Netflix doco and stuff. Okay. But anyway, they asked this question and Ian Wright said something so interesting. It was like Ten Hag or Postecoglou. And everyone's like, well, Postecoglou's obviously been there for a short period. They might not stay there for as long. They don't have the squad depth. But he's like, Ten Hag, like, achieved a trophy, got them back into the Champions League. But because he's been there, I think this is his second or third season.
Yes, maybe second or third, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, because of how bad they are now, it just shows that level to go from winning a trophy, making Champions League to actually challenging for the league, like Arsenal. Is such a big gap that he doesn't think Ten Hag can do that now. He can't make that jump. What do you think? It's a big call.
It is a big call. I honestly, I don't know if I rate Ten Hag that much.
I don't think I like him either.
I don't know if I rate him that high. I listened to what Zlatan said. Maybe I was on Piers Morgan. Did you hear that? He kind of said like he's used to. He hasn't managed egos before. He hasn't managed a team of this magnitude before. He hasn't had to, put himself in that position. So it's kind of hard to see how he can take him to that next level, which I don't know if he can. For me, Ange, I think he's going to change the landscape of managers in general. I think he's going to like really, really just be something of a different sort of character. He already is creating that character. He's already had like what he's doing at Tottenham at the moment, but then also when you talk about away from football, when you just listen to him talk about life, it's just like, I want to fucking kill this. I want to kill for this guy. I would run out there and like die for this guy. Do you know what I mean? Like if he's almost got that. I don't want to go too far, but he's almost got that Sir Alex like elegance to him. Do you know what I'm saying? Like that almost that aura is like you can kind of see why Tottenham are doing well.
Yeah, like nothing phases him. Like he's very cool, calm. I mean, I was shocked.
Humble beginnings as well.
Yeah, I mean, I knew he'd do well eventually, but I'm shocked at how quick. I thought he'd go through the rigor of like maybe lose your job first, like he's done it, like he's done everywhere else he's been, and then he comes out and wins a league. But he's just fucking on top, undefeated.
I'm really rooting for them, man. My dad's a Spurs fan as well.
Is he? Yeah. Well, Madison's talking about, like he said, it's a bit cliche, but I'd run through a wall for him. I'm like, fuck me, like that's insane.
Nah, he's doing well, man.
Do you think Man City can be challenged? They've like shown a few signs of.
I think if anyone's gonna, I mean, obviously Arsenal beat them the other week.
Which is the first time in a long time.
First time in a long time, but that speaks volumes. Obviously, they were missing KDB, they were missing a couple of players, Rodri and whatnot. But it just definitely speaks volumes to where Arsenal are and maybe challenging. But I don't know. I just always think City are I just think they're just too much. I think this is the whole era. Until I'm like, for me, I'm like, until Pep leaves, I'm not gonna second guess them.
Yeah, like, they're fucked, aren't they?
That's you got to add Haaland now just makes it worse. Do you know what I mean? Before you'd go, oh well, maybe they don't have a striker, but then they got Haaland now. You know. So I'm just like, nah, I can't see them.
What do you think? So obviously Pep's won, but for Arsenal, because I think they're missing a number 9, like to win them. Like as in, I love Jesus, I love Nketiah, but I'm like Haaland. That's the difference. But you know what I mean?
It's so. How many calibers of Haaland are there in the world?
Yeah, I know.
You can't just go out and get Haaland.
I don't know who they're talking about. Ivan Toney, like that's their gut.
That's you know what I mean. He's not even on the. He's not even. Obviously, Ivan Toney's a proven striker, but when you talk about the scale of Haaland, it's like it's so hard for them to compete with that.
Yeah.
What do you think of Chelsea at the moment, man?
Bro, I'm lost with them. Yeah. I'm really lost with them.
I don't recognise my team. And I'm emotional about it.
Oh, you let it out, bro.
Do you know what? Do you know what? As Chelsea fans, has probably made us more emotional is the fact that Hazard retired the other day.
Oh, yeah.
So we had all the memories flooding back of like Hazard. How good we were. That Hazard era, that fucking when we were unplayable, I think it was at 2015, 2016, Hazard, Willian on either wing, Diego Costa through the middle. Fab's there just playing ball, intricate passes, Terry at the back. I was just like, oh, come on, man, what happened to my team?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? But I think it's going to be a long time, man.
What do you think? Do you think it's, like, obviously they've spent so much money, which is why they're getting criticised. But do you think they've actually signed the wrong players as well? Or do you think they've signed too much to gel it in time? Because I think Poch is going to be a good manager.
I don't know if
it's just hard to manage that.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to manage that. I also think the new owner and structure management is just fucked us over.
Yeah.
It's just because the way he's approaching football is like not how it should be approached. Just like buy a bunch of players, ship them all in, here you fucking go. Whereas like Abramovich, it was definitely more like you can see him and the manager had a relationship, and the players that whoever they were bringing in, it was players that we wanted. It was never like, this is the player that you're being given.
Yeah.
Do whatever with him. Do you know what I mean? Whereas Todd Bowley, you can see we're getting those kind of players. Do you know what I mean? So it's going to be a very, very hard adjustment period. I can't see us even challenging for Premier League. Top 4 this season.
Because I still keep. I don't know if you feel this way. I'm still waiting for this like penny drop moment with Chelsea. Like it all clicks.
Yes.
Because I can't. I'm like, they're too good to like the players they've got. The manager. I'm like, surely it's gonna work eventually.
Eventually,
but they just keep not winning.
I mean, last week. I think it was the first
scoring goals
where I think it was Burnley we beat, and that was the first time where we actually looked half dangerous. You know, Cole Palmer put one in, and Sterling was playing well, a bit unplayable. But I was just like, that's really 1 or 2 games, you know. You got to see it over a period of time. But we'll see how we do, man. At the moment, I'm just like, I'm not expecting anything from us.
What about your mob Luton Town? Are you waiting for them to fall off? Relegation battle is always my favourite. It's always my favourite.
It's like the grind down there, isn't it?
It's just fucking do or die, man.
Yeah, I mean,
like AFL right now giving out priority picks and support to the bottom team to like help them get off where they've been. And I'm like, bro,
Imagine if that happened.
that doesn't like your like
England.
you just go down to the next league and you can keep going down for the rest of your life.
It's actually an insane concept.
Yeah,
It's actually like relegation. It's what makes football all over the world like really good and really bad at the same time.
Yeah, it's
you don't want to get
cutthroat, man.
And there's like 5 pro divisions in England.
Yeah.
So you can literally go from Prem
slide.
all the way down to like non-league football.
But it's happened to
and come
teams.
back
Portsmouth,
up.
it happened too. They just kept going down when they went.
Down, you know. So it's weird. Even teams like Blackburn, because when I was growing up, I grew up on Blackburn, like more than Gams Pedersen. Do you know what I mean?
Two guy.
Do you know what I mean? Two guys, those kind of guys that went in the Premier League.
bro.
I'm like, they're like a solid like League One, like League Two-ish
Fucking
team
legends,
now. Do you
bro.
know what I mean? So yeah, now relegation is a funny concept. I don't think. I'm hoping we'll survive Luton, but I can't really see us surviving.
Yeah. What's your plan in Melbourne? What's the next?
Melbourne's hopefully, man. As I said, I'm gonna go see my mate Ibby. You might know Ibby.
Oh yeah, the comedian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See Ibby, link up with him. Hopefully, shoot some Vox Pops when I'm out here. Maybe tonight or tomorrow. But it's raining, so I don't even fucking.
Man, it's dead, isn't it?
I don't know. People go out in Melbourne when it's raining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Melbourne's
Don't
good.
give a fuck.
Melbourne nightlife's good, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sydney
I
people
don't
like
know.
it's raining now. I'm staying in.
No, you know what? I didn't think our nightlife was like that great, and then I went to Sydney, and I'm like, Melbourne's unbelievable. Like
That's true.
Sydney, like there's no point going out unless
Yeah, no,
you may as well go out at 11 a.m.
Yeah, no,
be
it's
torched
true.
by nighttime and go home.
Is it what's that club in Melbourne where it's open till like 6 a.m.?
Doesn't close. Revolver. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I
There's
heard-
a couple. There's a couple of those clubs in
stay
Melbourne. I
out.
think.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know if I'll be in them, but I might be about.
Well, but it's been good to have you on the show,
Nah,
man.
thanks for
We're gonna
having
have to get you back on at some point again.
when I'm in Melbourne, I'm
We're
here.
just
bro.
gonna do it every time.
Yeah.
I love having you on.
Let's do it, man.
All right, bro.
Sure. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll see you next week.